Welcome to 100 Yards for Football today. It's my 2023 NFL Draft Prospect Special. Today, I'm going to highlight the young man out of Marietta, Georgia, by way of Hillgrove High School, Myles Murphy, defensive end, Clemson University. So if you like the video today, please comment and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards Football. Special thanks to my producer, Mr. Logan Anders. My man, Myles Murphy, defensive end, Clemson University. Tell you a little true story about Mr. Murphy. I saw him playing high school for Hillgrove High School, located over here in Cobb County. They played Douglas County when he was down. And that night when I saw that young man play, I said to myself, he is going to be a star at the next level. I said right then and there, he was a junior at the time, and I said, it was not surprise me. By the time he becomes a junior, wherever he commits to in the school he plays at, he's going to be a top 10 pick. He has not disappointed me. Even though Clemson went 10-3 last year, it wasn't because of their defense and Myles Murphy. The gentleman is 6'2", 275. And when you look at what he did last year, 21 tackles, 8 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. And in his career, he's got 33 quarterback hits and 42 quarterback pressures in his career. He's everything I thought he was going to be as a defensive end. And when I look at the NFL draft board now for 2023, they even said that he can slide inside and play defensive tackle. But when you look at all the great ones, there's a lot of things that stick out when you talk about Myles Murphy's skill set. The one thing about Myles Murphy as a defensive end at Clemson University that I've seen in his years there, nimble feet, A+. The quickness, A+. The strong hands, A+. Tremendous explosion, A+ as a pass rusher. Relentless pursuit, A+. That means effort and high mortar. His frame, NFL ready. Extremely strong. Intensive second gear. That means the guy never slows down within the line of scrimmage. High level playing strength, super upper body strength, A+. Flexibility as a defensive end, A+. Hard between the tackles to block. A ton of juice, that's what we call D lineman, to bring his anchor in the D line and playing at a high level. And see, I'm going to take you back. When I look at Myles Murphy, I look at him an old school game type guy. He got a little bit of that L.C. Greenwood in him. Pittsburgh Steelers, old school. I love that Carl Eller. Minnesota Vikings, old school. A little bit of Carl Humphrey, Tennessee State greatest, finest, 1966 Atlanta Falcons. And he got a little bit of that Jacqueline Young blood, Florida Gators, L.A. Rams. He's got all that game wrapped up into one. And then you look at all the great defensive linemen and defensive ends that came through Clemson University. From Jim Stuckey, to Jeff Bryant, to William Defane, the Perry brothers, William and Michael, Chester McLaughlin, Brinston Buckner, oh my God, Nick Eason, Donnell Washington, here recently Christian Wilkes, and Dexter Lawrence. Myles Murphy is in the line of all those other great Clemson D linemen. And when you look at him, I see him coming into this year as being a first-team All-American. You're talking about a guy that can be a stable of your defensive line for the next 10 years. Myles Murphy is your man. And another thing I like about the young man, from a football standpoint, I always like to put it together. He's an academic, honor roll student at Clemson. You know what his major is? Architect. Can I say it one more time quietly? He wants to be an architect. Young man, in the next few seasons, basically after this season, and once you declare for the NFL draft by injury, I want to know what you're going to do when you get all that money and how you're going to design all these great buildings from Cobb County to Clemson, South Carolina, throughout the South. So it takes a special individual to be an architect and be able to draw and diagram graphics and frames. Myles Murphy is going to do that on the football field at a high level for the Clemson Tigers this year. If you like the video, Please come in and share it. My final words about this great football player out of the University of Clemson. One thing I think about him. We Will Rock You by Queen. We will rock you. Myles Murphy. Don't worry about it. Clemson football is going to be back. Defensively, they're going to be one of the best in the nation. And then young man out of Hillgrove High School by way of Marietta, Georgia, 6'5", 275, is going to have a lot to say about it. Thank you today. Here on 1 Yard Yards of Football. Myles Murphy, defensive end.